Right, we've been investigating my brother's rather troublesome Mk5 Astra. It's a 1.6 petrol, and it's gradually been getting harder and harder to start in the mornings. It would crank over fine, there's no problem with the battery, but it just would not fire, and it's been taking longer and longer to finally fire up. It's not showing any error codes. The engine management light is not on, and garages have checked the spark plugs, and we've replaced the coil pack, and they've disconnected the fuel lines to check that fuel is getting through, all to no avail. Then right on a last minute suggestion as I was leaving, one of the mechanics suggested, what about the crankCASE position sensor, also known as the crank angle sensor or a crank pulse generator, I believe. So that was a sort of easy job I could tackle, because I know on this particular car it's mounted, as you can see, by just one bolt, and it's next to the oil filter, relatively easy to get at. Other cars it might be more difficult. So I went on eBay and obtained one. Be careful if you do, because the price of these ranges hugely. This particular one cost £13, but I've seen exactly the same item, even branded the same, up to 70 plus pounds. So I took it off, but unfortunately on the day I took it off I couldn't get another one, so I had to wait a day, and when I replaced this one, which was just about starting the car up, put it back on, that was it. It was done. It would not start again. So I had to wait a couple of days for a new one to come from eBay. This is the old one, obviously. I popped the new one in. Bingo, job done. It's fired up, first turn of the key. So why this would allow the car to start eventually, but then be fine for the rest of the day, when it seems to be some sort of position sensor, is just beyond me. I don't understand how that works. I've checked you can't really see the pin, you can just see the pins there. It's a 2-pin one, and the resistance across those 2 pins on this one is correct. It's in spec at about 2.5 kilo ohms. The only thing I can find wrong with it is it appears to have lost all its magnetism. Nothing at all. And I believe this sensor works off the magnetic pulses, and that then feeds the car's brain, the ECU. The new one I put in, which unfortunately I can't show you because it's in the car, it would have picked that up quite easily from the magnetic tip. So I'm very glad that mechanic suggested that, because I was all ready to change out the fuel pump, thinking that it might be a weak fuel pump. My theory being that it would start up eventually in the morning because the system was pressurized, and then once left overnight it would lose all the pressure and have to pressurize itself again, but that clearly was not the case. This ultimately was a cheap and easy fix. But why this sensor doesn't throw any OBD, engine management like codes that actually give you a clue is odd. So I hope this is helpful to somebody. Maybe might save you a lot of money, but it's something I would have never have thought about in a million years. So there you are. Good luck. Hope it helps somebody. Thanks for watching.